So I'm here with Mark. He's the #2 guy here at Hailun. We're in Ningbo, on the east coast of China, not too far from Shanghai, and we're in Mr. Chen's office.
Yeah, his office.
Yeah. Why don't you get before we start? Why don't you get a quick panorama? Here's Basilios, the man in charge of North American distribution, and here is the office of Mr. Hailun Chen. And we're enjoying our visit here at the factory. So Mark has agreed to chat with me for a minute. Mr. Chen doesn't speak any English, so I appreciate your willingness to talk for a minute.
Because he started his business since 1986, and at that time he began from spare parts for the pianos. So he is like the first generation of enterprise, company owner, who at that time still in Deng Xiaoping times. So he's the first generation to begin the business. So it's it's lucky that we run the right way, but he is like a driver for the Hailun boat. So he select the right way to develop things, from the spare parts to the strong back, and then to the whole pianos, and then let our Hailun pianos go to be international. So everybody know our pianos. These are 4 steps, like we go the right way. So it's quite hard, but usually from the very beginning we begin to produce piano, because we produce all parts, but we never produce pianos, the whole product. So it's quite different when you make very good spare parts and then assemble them to be a very good piano. So at that time we found European partners. So they help us to find many European, German, Austrian, the experts to help us to assemble the piano. So we learn from them. So that's how Hailun piano comes. Many customers said, many dealers said, why Hailun piano is like European pianos, not Asian pianos? Because all our technique, all our
designers and people
designers
helped,
are from Europe. So from the very beginning, we are not like any other Chinese piano manufacturer. We based on European standard in making pianos. That's why make our pianos. If some dealer also asks if Hailun can make very cheap pianos with lower standard, lower quality, we can't. Because our standard, we have no other standard. We only have European standard to make a good piano. We don't have.
So how do you account for that? How is it that Hailun has been able to break free from that Chinese tradition? Throughout the world, including in China, China has a reputation of making cheap goods. And I think even in China, that's more or less that's taken for granted. So how has Hailun broken from that stereotype to build this high quality European standard instrument?
How to say, Ningbo is a city that is famous for handworks in the history. Our people trained to make good products of Ningbo-ese. Then when we begin to produce piano, the way we think about that, what to do, if we follow the traditional way or Chinese way to make lower quality, lower price, that's our way or not. We think about that. If we follow that way, somebody else, our competitor, already spent 50, 60 years in advance. They are already running that way. So if we follow that way, we run another 50 years to follow them. So it's not will be our way. We must think different. So we think different is to step our own Hailun way, to make brands instead of just do OEM, make cheap pianos and with many other names. So that's not our way. So we think about that. So from the very beginning, we built our Hailun brand name, though it is so difficult from the very beginning when we visit dealers, when we introduce to the customer, what is Hailun? How to spell Hailun? Hailun, what it is?
Right, sure.
There's still today in America sometimes you have these problems, right?
You know, it's same. It happens. It happened also in China when we first visit. Because I'm the first business guy, you know, sales. I'm also the first secretary for Mr. Chen. I'm driver, translator, paperwork, everything. But when I visit the first dealer, what's that? We don't need these pianos with nobody knows, and we don't need such piano. Can you have a European name or a German name on that? Then we can better sell them. That's their question from the very beginning. If we think the way, so we follow the traditional way, then we make some fake German brand. then will not happen Hailun Factory, Hailun brand. So we insist, even very difficult from the very beginning, we must insist, keep going our own way to be brands. Yeah. So it's very hard time in the first 5 years when we try to open the market and make the market run and find dealers. Very difficult. I still remember that because I travel. China is so huge. It cost me almost whole day to travel and to find a dealer, and he refused you. And when you are refused hundreds of times, it's very difficult to keep the confidence. Sometimes I still also feel sad and very down in thinking. But after one sleep, I again for advantage find another next one. So that's how we work.
What made the difference? Because today there's a huge following with hundreds and hundreds of dealers. When was the switching point?
I think, like we talked, I think it's the confidence in yourself, not only one product or something. You need to believe the career you are doing. You must believe the product you are selling. You must love it. Otherwise, you cannot convince others to believe that's a good product. You know, from the very beginning, many dealers, they sell Hailun is because you moved them. You know, your spirit, your energy, your sincere. They get moved. You know, they are impressed. They think, oh, it's so hardworking, it's so sincere, and let's have a try. Because they don't, many of them don't understand what is good piano or not in past 15 years. So they begin to have a try, and then found out that teachers, professors, students like the piano. So step by step, we opened the market. So it's quite hard from the very beginning, but what is easy? Nothing is easy for the beginning.
So I've been importing Hailun pianos now for 8 years, and at first it was really not not a threat to my competitors. But over the years, what I've seen is little by little, I hear stories from my customers that come in and say, hey, we've just been down the street, and here's what they've said about Hailun pianos. And recently now, we're even getting customers that come in that they'd never heard of Hailun pianos before. They didn't bring it up, but it was the people down the street that bring it up and are trying to preempt, trying to inoculate customers against Hailun. The kinds of things that they're saying the pin blocks are problematic, that they become loose. They're not, the tuning stability is an issue, that the keys warp, that the key beds, even though they're made of aluminum, that the key beds are going to be unstable from a position standpoint. And I understand from a conversation that you and I had before we started this video that the same kinds of bad mouthing happens here in China with dealers as well.
Sometimes, yes, because some dealers is very good in techniques. They can find out the problem, and some is not. Because in China, it's really up and down very much the technician skills. You know, some is quickly sold, some is not. But I think the most important thing is to make stable quality pianos. They must be stable. That standard and stable is the most important for piano, for factory. So I think really it in the process, I mean in the way going to that destination, you will face some difficulties. You will have, maybe you go the wrong way and you quickly find the way back. So the biggest thing is, I think, most important thing is you find the right way back and you quickly respond and you quickly find the right way, use the good material and make a stable product. So now we find out we are now quite stable because we also selling a lot of pianos to North China because they are also very dry. Their temperature is like minus 20. It's working there. So pianos are working well there. Also in my house, I have a Hailun piano. It's already 6 years.
My house as well.
Yeah, even my daughter like it very much because each year maybe we only need one time tuning. It's very stable. So I don't know where comes that our pin block is losing or something. It's working well. Yeah. Because we still can find the pianos we sold 15 years ago, and the first pianos we sold. It's still working well, and our technician go and tune it, and the sound is quite good, and the action is stable. So it's good. We are glad to find out that our old units are still working well. It showed that we have stable quality pianos, especially our sound is more European style, so it's more powerful and it's longer time in the sound. So
I found that some of our competitive dealers in some markets, they will buy one of our pianos used and put it on the floor in their store, and then will on purpose distune it, not make it sound very nice. So when the customer comes in, they say, this is a Hailun piano, try it out. They have one piano, they never sell it, and then they show their pianos. And then when they come to the dealer then the dealer our dealer has to show the truth.
So that happens also in China. That means that your competitor begin to pay more attention in your,
I take it as a compliment. For me, it's the best compliment we can receive.
It's also happened in China that some other competitor brand pianos will have Hailun and get them untuned, unregulated, and in very bad status to show that you see it's a rubbish. So you take a look at my piano. It's well tuned, well prepared. It's a way of selling. I think it's
a way of selling.
Yeah, it's a way of selling.
It probably shows that people who carry that notion and have to fall back to these tactics of selling, they don't have anything better to offer. Sure. I mean, if you look at our pianos, we have a key bed that never moves, the PS key bed, the aluminum key bed that we have. We have a family-safe piano, the magic lid that comes down, that protects. We have the European sound. Our iron sand cast frame is sand cast. It's heavy. It's a lot of mass. It's dark. It's a European sound. And so, we compete on sound. We compete on things that can actually are traceable, are touchable, are viewable. And so it becomes very difficult in some markets to compete against Hailun. And sometimes these dealers resort to bad-mouthing, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, FUD are the key words there, and inserting that. And of course, the biggest insertion is, it's a Chinese product, it's not good. And customers don't know better. For many years, Chinese products were developing, but today, I would challenge anybody to throw away their iPhone because it's a piece of junk. And iPhones are made in China.
It's true. Also, one time I visited a dealer, my dealer, they also do the same to other Japanese. So I said, I told him, why we need to do so? It's clear our piano it's better than them. Why you don't need, you just get them ready and well prepared, well tuned. Then we compare. Both well prepared. So since then on, I will tell all dealers, you cannot get other brand pianos untuned and unregulated. So we well prepared.
Ultimately, the truth prevails.
Yeah, it sells itself.
It sells itself. That's right. And that's what I found is that the best way to sell a Hailun piano is to just allow people to try it.
Yeah, because usually, especially in the United States, it's a free land. People can tell the truth. You have the right to tell what his feeling is, if it's good or not. We hope our people, we hope our customer can tell the truth. Wherever your Hailun is good or not, tell the truth. Yeah. Maybe you will find a better one. So we need to give you service. We need to solve the problem. That's reality. We face it, not to run away from the problems. Yeah.
And we give the best warranty in the industry in America. I mean, no piano has the warranty that Hailun has, 15-year warranty. But also, we're the only company that tells a customer, if you don't like your piano, we'll exchange it within 90 days. And we've been confronted with very, very few situations of that. But their security is there that if you have a piano that you don't like and you want a different one, particularly voiced differently, or at no cost to the dealer, no cost to the customer. And I think this bespeaks our confidence that you spoke about, Mark, that we know we have an excellent product. And those tactics by other stores or representatives of creating fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the customer's minds are actually just an expression of insecurity on the other party because they don't have another way of competing with us. And so I hope what I certainly can speak for myself, you can read between the lines, is that we're extremely proud of our product. In the most positive sense, we're extremely confident in its quality. Of course, the sound speaks for itself, and we have no unhappy customers, and that's very important to us.
Yep. Also, some Chinese living in in States, they usually also will call us or email us, saying that they bought a Hailun piano in States, and they want their relatives and friends to take a look at our. They will introduce customer for us. So it's working well. All Hailun pianos we sold, no matter it's in States or in China, it's in warranty. It's guaranteed. So we are brand. We respect our own name because Hailun is our founder's name. It's our company name. It's all our 1,000 employees' name. We have no other name. We must respect our own reputation, our own name. So that's our baby, like, you know. So that's our eyes. We must love that. So we really love it. So anybody call, if there is any problem of their Hailun pianos, we will solve it. We will send people there, or we will send new units there. Any problem, we solve that because that's our name. So that's why we work it out here. Actually, in China, many units of Hailun pianos sold. So it's almost this year. I think it's 40,000 units. So it's huge. So we get it. We must give best product, best service to our customer.
Well, I don't have anything else to add. So thanks for.
Really, we appreciate your help, and also, for example, Technician Guild. We hope we can work closer and let more American customer know about Hailun, know how is Hailun, what's the Hailun name, where we are from, what we are going to do. So we hope we can have more information and let the customer know more about Hailun. So that's the world become more and more international. We begin to communicate. So it's a good time for us to share more information. So we hope you can come more frequently. We can communicate more, and because both market, the final customer requests are similar. Actually, they need good products, they need good service, they need to know more information correctly. So that's the way.
It's a phenomenal piano. So thank you for.
Thanks.
Thank you for that, and thanks for the interview.
Thank you.